all along. We've had the technology to do it for ever since we've had paint, and before, they had eco-friendly paints for thousands of years and whitewashes and so forth, and then they came up with synthetic ones that poison everything around them and off-gas toxins and poison the groundwater when you throw them away and they get into the landfill. So, why not just go back to the way we were doing things in the first place? And it was better anyway. So, that would be a more permanent solution. But here, let's get into the ones that are really going to make a huge, huge, huge difference, way beyond what you usually hear about. And I want to start with this one. I'm kind of going to go backwards through my list here. So let me start with this one. And this is write your senators and representatives. Not to just urge them to make climate change a priority or what everybody's encouraging you to do. But if you really look at what's going on, everybody knows about things like solar power and wind power. And a lot of people want to start integrating them into their lives, but a lot of people are having trouble getting permits from the city to put them up. The government is telling us use renewable power, and then when we try to get a permit to put up renewable power, they say, oh, sorry, or they take us through a bunch of red tape for months or years. That's not a system that works. So write your senators and representatives. And I think it would be a great thing if we have a federal law that requires all state, local, and national level government in the U.S. to issue necessary permits immediately, like within 30 days of when anyone applies for them, no matter where they live, for installing green power systems. If we make it easier for people to actually do, then they'll do it. You can offer all the tax incentives and rebates and things you want, but if you can't get a permit from the city, it's not going up. So let's write our senators and representatives and tell them, well, first stop discouraging people from doing it and preventing them from doing it, then they'll do it on their own. So we need to get that taken care of and remove these restrictions that some state and local governments are having on people living a more environmentally friendly life. The other thing is, guess what? Homeowners associations and their variations, property owners associations, condo associations, all of these so-called associations are keeping people from putting up solar panels and wind turbines and things like that. Why? Because it looks different from the other houses in the neighborhood, and we all want to look exactly the same and be like the Borg on Star Trek, and no one can have any individuality. And if you live in one of these associations, you're basically living in a privately run socialist government, and you're no longer an American citizen for all intents and purposes as far as your freedoms are concerned. So we need to get some laws to address that problem. And they're preventing people from being able to put up renewable power systems because it just looks different. The whole purpose of these associations was to protect property values, to keep people from storing rusting cars in their front yard or having huge dogs in tiny yards that bark at all hours of the night and garbage all over the place and doing things